Friday and Saturday night really, and Sunday sometimes as well, and spend all our money by Sunday. They got paid on Thursday. But anyway, the point of the story is, that is to indicate some memorable holidays that you and I have been on.
Indeed, because we're now doing listography, okay,
Indeed.
which we do once a week, and it's 3 things that people pick, which
Yes.
has been nominated.
Yes.
So this is 3
Most memorable holidays.
Most memorable holidays, and you know, there could be holiday experiences.
Indeed.
Or they could just be, you know, places you've been and things that you've seen.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I can tell you now, there are certain things that I'm going to be keeping off the list. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I am. Yeah, you're talking about relationship.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily that.
You don't
but
wish to discuss.
Just things that
because
you're
ashamed of what you got up to.
No, I've never been ashamed of anything that I've done, but I don't wish to make everything in my life public.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, give us your first one. Anyway.
My first one is going deep sea fishing, Ernest Hemingway style, off the coast of Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when I was
really
living in. What do you mean it doesn't interest you?
I don't like
I'm
fishing.
doing it for your benefit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you've never sat in the big chair, have you?
No.
You've never gone on one of those boats where they've got the massive fishing rods going off the back.
No.
Right? And you're trawling.
I've got the slightest interest, honestly.
The south part of the Floridian coast.
I'd rather stick my head in a
and you're hopeful.
A bucket of boiling tar.
Yeah. And then eating the cabbage out of it. But I mean, you know, the fact it was a fantastic day out because I was staying at the Boca Raton Hotel and Club. Right, which is, as you would call it, a facility trip that was laid on. And they said, we're going to go do some fishing this afternoon. And we were looking for tuna. We never got any tuna. But, you know, the guys who were on the boat had told us loads of stories about catching these massive, great tuna fish. Caught a few barracudas, which were very, very hard to catch.
What kind of size are they?
They're actually only about sort of 18 inches long. So they've got massive, but they've got massive teeth.
You'll find many of those.
And when I was trying to pull this thing in, and I'm not really a fisherman, I don't really fish. It's not for me. But this was a fantastic trip. It was on one of these great big launches. You know, there's about 5 fishing rods going in at the same time. And there was a massive, great big ice bucket full of beer. And sun shining.
Sounds good.
Couldn't have been better. So that's my first one.
Okay. My first one was memorable, but for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
The first time I went with my mates on a holiday on the road, I was 17. We're so keen to get out on the Bladderation Trail. We just got to the hotel.
Where was this?
This was in Mallorca.
Mallorca.
Yeah, and we're so keen to get out on the Bladderation Trail that we went to the hotel. There was a huge, long queue of people all checking in. It was a tourist hotel.
Because you'd all get off a bus and everybody checks.
Yeah, exactly. Off a coach. That's right. Yeah. So we went to see the guy who was the porter or something. We just gave him a load of pesetas.
It would have been
pesetas in those days. Yeah, and said, look, okay to go drinking and you look after, and that kind of stuff.
Japanese.
No. So anyway, we only walked about 100 yards down the road, walked into a bar.
Yeah.
And
did you want to go on the beach?
No, just on the beach. This was about 11, 12 o'clock,
overnight.
Daytime.
Daytime.
Yeah, and
why would you want to go to the beach during the day?
Well, I've no idea. But anyway, you had to go down the stairs to walk in. I walked in, and as I was walking across the bar to the bar, across the floor of the the establishment to the bar, a fella walked towards me smiling, and I thought, do I know this guy? And then punched me in the eye, and he'd taken his belt off his trousers, wrapped it round his knuckle, and the buckle of the belt was on the top.
Why did he do that?
Well, I'll tell you now, and it bang.
We have got 3 of these each, try not to monopolise
all right, well,
the first one.
Very quickly, so he knocked me out.
Chase,
anyway, the point is, he was a Spanish waiter. He'd been going out with an English girl, and she dumped him for an Englishman with ginger hair. And I had very ginger hair in those days. So he thought it was me. So he punched me in the face. Within an hour of arriving, I was in hospital and I had 16 stitches put in my head.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, that is quite memorable. My second one is going to India. And I was quite young at the time. I was only 20.
Yes.
But I was taken over there by this magazine I was working for.
Exactly.
And one of my great regrets, in some ways, is that I didn't take up the offer that I was offered by some Indian businessman to edit one of his magazines.
Okay.
And I could have stayed in Delhi. And one of the things that we did was we went to see the Taj Mahal, which was amazing to see in person.
Groovy.
We went to Jaipur, where we saw the Maharaja's palace.
That's great.
I stayed in the honeymoon suite on my own, I hasten to add.
Really?
They gave me the little red dot on my head and gave me a garland of flowers.
Sounds good.
And I loved India, and I could have stayed there. And I wonder what would have happened if I'd taken him up on the offer, because I would have been 21 years old, editing a magazine in India. And I would have had a whale of a time. I'd probably have a palace by now.
Yeah, you might
and
have
I would never have met you.
Well, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
I think my second one's got to be, and I've mentioned it this week already, Necker.
Necker.
So going out to the
You're not going to tell us this ridiculous water skiing
I did a water skiing all around Necker. Well,
no.
I don't care if they believe it.
Nobody believes it.
It's because it's such a fantastical thing to do.
It's supposed to be a true story.
But the point is, it wasn't just Necker, it was the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
And they're so beautiful, the islands. There's a place called Virgin Goa,
Virgin Gorda.
Yeah, there's a place.
It's not Virgin Goa.
Hey?
It's Virgin Gorda.
Virgin Gorda, that's
Gorda.
right. There's another place called Little Dick's.
Is there?
Don't laugh.
Is that a pub?
Most
I'm not laughing.
do. No, it's DIX. Little
I'm
Dick's.
not laughing.
That was a. I thought you probably would.
Why?
Because I am, you know.
Is that why you were there?
Name. No, that's a bit harsh.
Obviously.
That's a bit harsh. And magical. Everywhere you went, there was a place we stayed in.
Did you water ski everywhere then?
No, I didn't water ski. We flew around on little planes or on boats. Boston Whalers, and there's a fantastic pub there called the Pirates Pub, which was literally a pub built on just an outcrop of rock.
Pirates Cove.
No, it's a Pirates Pub. It's called the Pirates Pub. It had a fantastic jukebox, you know, REM, you know, losing my
pirates
religion.
like the jukebox, don't they?
Well, there were no pirates
very
around.
authentic.
No pirates around those, but it was a brilliant. I was there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's magical, absolutely magical. The last holiday I ever went on, actually.
Is it?
And I gave up holidays.
How long ago was that?
20 years ago.
20 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to Chester on a holiday for the first time in 20 years?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, funny enough, yeah.
My third one is Turkey.
Turkey.
I took the kids to Turkey.
I went to Turkey.
Did you?
My phone stolen. Yeah,
Had you?
yeah.
What, in Istanbul?
In Istanbul, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a different part of Turkey. It's the south coast of Turkey, which is quite close to Cyprus, not far from Syria, actually.
This was only a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
This was about 3 years ago,
Right,
I think.
okay,
First time I went to Turkey.
Yes.
And the thing was, we arrived there quite late at night. It was one of those flights that got in at sort of midnight.
Sure.
And we had to find our way to this car hire place, which was sort of slightly outside of the airport.
Right, okay.
And I had to find this resort by driving myself, because I didn't want to take the shuttle bus.
No sat nav?
Well, no, I didn't have sat nav.
No.
I had a map, and I sort of knew where we had to go.
Yeah.
And there's only one real proper road.
Yeah.
But we got to this amazing resort. But because it was so late at night, we were all knackered. We had one quick drink, went to the room, and you put the balcony sort of windows open. You couldn't really see what was out there. You could hear this amazing sound of the sea. And the sea just kind of washing up on the shore.
Yes.
It sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
And the moment I loved was the next morning when I woke up and opened the shutters. And there was this incredible vista.
Building site?
Not building site, no. Beautiful palm trees, amazing blue water, fantastic yellow sand, golden sand, and just amazing.
That happened to me in the Seychelles. Exactly the same thing. I arrived at night, but anyway, that's very interesting.
You don't have to try and top my stories each time.
No, okay. My third one.
You got any stories about sort of places rather than just about you?
I'm going to tell you one now.
Yeah.
It was when I went.
And the last one should be true.
Yeah, well, you know.
As opposed to made up.
Was when I went on the first school skiing trip to Switzerland. We went to. Where do we go? Wengen and Wengenau. Okay? Wengen and Wengenau.
Wengen and Wengenau.
And Clanscheidegg, which is just outside.
Are you sure any of these places exist?
Yeah, because you get on the train in Interlaken.
Yeah, Interlaken I've heard
And you go up the mountain, the Matterhorn.
Why are you speaking in that funny voice?
Well, yeah, that's the way they speak there. And I remember the majesty of the mountains. I mean, being amongst huge mountains like that, seeing them outlined against the sky.
Yeah.
And then being in a snowstorm and seeing the snow come down. And then being on skis, coming down hills and all that. It was.
Was this your first skiing trip?
It was the first skiing trip. Were
you good at it?
Yeah, well, it was all right. I was a beginner, wasn't I? You know, went the following year, okay, and then I'd sort of outgrown, school trips. I was then 16 or whatever. But I always said that is the greatest holiday I ever went on. The first one, and I've got to go again. And do you know what? I have never been skiing since. Never.
So you only went once in your life?
Twice. Went when I was 14 and 15.
Yeah. That must be why you're so good at water skiing.
Well, maybe it could be, but I've been to Switzerland plenty of times since for football matches, chasing stories, covering the Euro 08 European Championships and all that. But I've never been back to the mountains. Never been skiing again. Never been
maybe
skiing.
You should go.
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, but I mean, you can't ski at this time of the year, can you?
Not really.
Not unless you go to sort of
you go to
Buenos
Glacier.
Aires.
Well, you go to Glacier, you can ski.
Well, I don't ski on glaciers.
Well, you can.
Ski on virgin snow.
Really?
Yeah. Better.
Have you got some skis of your own?
No, of course not. Why would I have skis?
Well, you've got golf clubs. You don't use those either.
Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, at least you can use golf clubs in this country. You can't go skiing in this country. You've not noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was Listography. Thank you very much indeed. There'll be another one coming up very, very soon.
Yeah.
Not next week, though, because we won't be here.
No, we won't be here. No, you'll be on holiday.
I will.
That's why we're talking about holiday.
Exactly right.
I won't be on holiday.
Won't you?
No.
Why not?
I haven't been on holiday for 35 years.
I thought you said 20.
20. Yeah. Well,
20, 35. What's the difference?
No. 35 years. But
skiing, water skiing.
That one in between was.
You are unbelievable.
Was just the one.
Just unbelievable. That was Listography.